Hello, ladies, goddesses, wonderful women. Happy Monday. I'm so happy to be here. So if you're here and you're watching, feel free to say hello so I know that you're here. So it's my pleasure to come today to our Empowered Life series. Hey Tally, to talk about the power of our thoughts. And we're our own best teachers, aren't we? And funnily enough, this is very relevant in my life right now. So it felt really important and relevant to come and talk about this. So let's first get comfortable in our space. Hi everyone, it's so nice to see you all. Virtually, reading. So let's just ground and get comfortable in our space, and we're going to just do a little opening meditation. Hi Mar, hi Rach, hi Laura, hi Jackie. Okay, so wherever you are, just get into a comfortable position. And I just invite you to close your eyes. And if you want to, you can put a hand on your heart. I'm going to put one on my heart and one on my stomach, just to really connect. And just inviting you to take a really big, nourishing, deep breath in. And release everything you've got. And it's really nice when you imagine yourself as this balloon, and then when you breathe out and you're letting everything go and you're just sinking. So I'm just going to invite you to take another really nourishing, deep breath in. All the way in, all the way in. And release with everything you've got. Making a noise also can feel really nice. And releasing. And with that exhale, after we go again, I want to invite you to just let go of everything. The stories in our minds, worrying about the day ahead, still obsessing about yesterday, just being in this new moment right now, in this space. So we're going to take another breath in. And all the way out. That feels good. And I just want us to, in this moment, acknowledge our minds, thinking about our minds as the sky, as this constant sky, and acknowledging our thoughts that pass by, always passing by, as if they were clouds, floating and gliding amongst this constant sky. And just acknowledging that we have so many thoughts all the time. And even now in this moment, maybe a thought is taking you away from this moment now. So just kind of acknowledging it. And remember, when that happens, that our breath is a beautiful anchor that can always bring us back. So we're going to take another beautiful, loving breath in with everything we've got and filling up our lungs. And we're going to hold it. We're going to hold it. We're going to hold it. And then release with everything we've got. And just in this moment, acknowledging ourselves and saying thank you to ourselves for being here right now, for showing up for ourselves in this moment, for creating this sacred space and giving yourself this time this morning. And thanking your bodies for getting you out of bed and for being with you right now. And if you have a hand on your heart, just feeling this, the beat of your heart and acknowledging your beating heart and that we're alive. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes. Yeah, baby. Wow, that felt so nice. Needed that. So let's dive in, shall we? So today I'm going to talk about the power of our thoughts, and I'm going to teach an exercise that is really, really useful for our everyday life and something that we can always come back to help us really understand this. And this is an exercise that actually the amazing, wonderful Stephanie Lynn, who is my friend but also was my life coach, taught me. And it comes from Brooke Castillo's life coaching school. So if you've heard of the life coaching school, so this is from that, and it's so helpful. So I'm just going to break it down and explain these components. So in our lives, we have circumstances, which then trigger thoughts, which cause our feelings, which cause actions, which then cause results. So let's break that down. Circumstances. Circumstances are neutral. They're things that have happened. They are facts that can be argued in a court of law. I'm Georgia Barnett, I'm 5'2". My computer is gold. I'm sitting in this room right now. Even yesterday, I went on a walk. That's neutral. What happens is, in every circumstance, in every neutral circumstance, it creates a thought. So a circumstance, the thought is created by the circumstance. And then what happens from those thoughts, it then spurs on a feeling, which then spurs on actions, which then spurs on results. And often we're not aware of this. So it becomes kind of this mess, and we're so focused on fixing an action, but really, this helps us to break it down and to understand that it all comes from a neutral circumstance, which has then caused a thought, which then creates a feeling, which then creates an action, which then ultimately creates the results in our lives. So, for an example, a circumstance, I have 100 emails. My thought, which is then spurred on by this neutral circumstance, shit, fucking hell, excuse my swearing, I can't do this. I can't do these emails. So that thought, I can't do these emails, then creates a feeling. Now, feelings and thoughts often get confused, but feelings are vibrations in our body that has been caused by this particular thought. So that thought, I can't do this email, makes me feel nervous. And that nervous feeling is a vibration in my stomach. And that feeling then spurs on an action. So I've thought, I can't do this email. It's made me feel really nervous. It's made me feel anxious. It's made me feel a bit sad. What's my action? Avoiding. So actions are either actions or inactions or reactions to a feeling that has come from the thought. So my action, because I'm feeling anxious, is to try and avoid this feeling. Because of course, we're not taught how to feel, and often our brains try and teach us to avoid the feelings, to numb them, to avoid them. So that would be an action, trying to avoid this feeling by not doing these emails. And what's the result that comes from that? I don't do the emails don't get done, and I'm back in the same loop. So if I want to understand that I want to get a different result, then I can work back. So if I want a different result, what is the action that I need to take and the action that I need to take, what is the feeling that I want to feel? And the feeling that I want to feel is spurred on by a thought. It's not going to work if I automatically think, oh, I am amazing and I'm going to boss these 100 emails, because maybe I don't actually believe that. So if I break it down and it becomes a manageable thought, that more neutral, just that it's okay, Georgia, you've got 100 emails, but I can do this and I can just try and break down and do some of them. That makes me feel automatically more at ease. So this feeling in my body, I feel calmer. Because I feel calmer, I feel more ready to take the action of just starting to write the email. And what's the result? The consequence of that action is that I end up finishing some of the emails. So this model is really, really useful. And it shows us that we have the power over our thought and that we can choose our thoughts. And it also shows us that we have the power over our own lives. And so often we feel a certain way and we think that thought from a circumstance that involves someone else, that they made me feel this way. But that's taking our power away. In a circumstance, no one can make us feel a certain way. It's the thought that we chose to think that created that feeling. And so if it gets confusing sometimes to decipher between feelings and thoughts, noticing that feelings are this vibration in our body and thoughts have an opinion. So me saying I'm unworthy, that's not a fact. That even if 100 people said, Georgia Barnett's unworthy, that has an opinion to it. So I have added that from a circumstance, and often we have these core beliefs from circumstances that have happened in our lives that we have thought the same thought over and over and over again, and we believed it to be a fact. And this is giving our power back and showing us that it's not a fact. My brother calling me annoying my whole life, I believed I was annoying. But that is just the thought, I am annoying. That's not a fact. And of course, then because I thought I was annoying, so then I have that really uneasy, anxious feeling. And my actions in my life are caused by that thought. I am not annoying. I am not annoying. How good does that feel? And what are my actions that I'm going to take during that day? Because I'm not thinking that I'm annoying. And it works in every circumstance in our lives, and that's why it's so helpful, because it gives us that power back, and it helps us realise that the results that come are from our actions, that come from our thoughts. So we have the power to change our thoughts, and it's not an overnight practice, absolutely not. So what I recommend is to do a thought download. And this is something that you can do at the beginning of your day or even at the end of the day. And just to write down and just to notice, because we have thousands and thousands of thoughts that go through our minds. And it's really interesting when we realise what we give weight to, because me thinking I want a cup of tea and me thinking I'm annoying, I've given so much weight to that one thought, but it's no more of a fact than I wanted a cup of tea. They're both thoughts. So to notice these thoughts, and then to see how they made you feel. And it can really be eye-opening to see that the actions that we take in our life are from certain thoughts. And so what is something that I also really recommend, and I will put it in the group and I can send you worksheets, is to write the letters C for circumstance, then underneath T for thought, then F for feeling, then under A for action, and then R for result. And doing it with a negative, and then changing the same circumstance, but changing it to see how, if you had a positive thought, how it would create a positive action. And it's like, like the circumstance is, for instance, exercise. The result of me not waking up to do exercise, why is that? Because I had a thought like, ugh, I can't be bothered to get up to exercise. Well, that created a feeling of not feeling positive, which then created the action of me not exercising. But if I thought, do you know what, I'm going to get up tomorrow and exercise, then it will create a feeling of feeling more positive and more motivated, which would have changed the action of me exercising, and then the result is I would have exercised. So really noticing that's why it's really, really powerful to notice the negative thought and how by changing that, how it can create a positive result. And it's also really interesting, and I will send you a list of feelings too, because often we don't understand our feelings, and we do confuse thoughts with feelings. So to see these feelings and to notice them, and to really try and connect to where we feel them in the body, and then understanding what thought created that is really, really, really helpful. So I recommend doing these practice models and really working on how you can change the results from the actions, from the feelings, from the thoughts. And it has been so useful in my life. And, even now before this workshop, I was thinking about how I want to sit down and do this, because I woke up with lots of thoughts that weren't serving me. And now I know that I am catching them and I can change them, that I'm going to get great results from my day. I'm just reading comments now. Brothers have a lot to answer for. Yes, Rach, so notice the feeling and ask what is the thought or belief that is triggering this emotion. Exactly. And that is so powerful it really helps us understand. And also understand that these thoughts, as I said before, are not facts. So we have the power to change them. And that is empowering in itself and really freeing, and reminds us again that we are the masters of our own lives, and that we create the results that we want from the thoughts that we are thinking. So I hope that that was helpful and useful, and it's something I feel so strongly and passionate about, and I'm so happy that this was taught to me, and that's why I feel like I really want to pass on the torch and pass on the magic to others, because understanding those thoughts is how we change our lives. So thank you so much, ladies, for all tuning in. It's so nice to see you all and to read your comments. And again, it's not a way to beat ourselves up for having those particular thoughts that have become core beliefs, but it's understanding that we have the power to change them, and that, hi Aubrey, and that we also have the power in situations when it comes to other people to not feel disempowered and to not feel, well, they made me feel a certain way, or I can't do this because they made me feel like that. That nobody has the power to make us feel a certain way and to make us think a certain way. And it's from that neutral circumstance that we can pick that thought. And again, it's practice, and it's not going to happen straight away, but it allows us to slow the process down and to understand that that thought created the feeling, which then created the action, which then created the result. And that was the consequence. So I'm leaving you with that nugget of magic this morning, and I hope that it's been helpful. And again, I would love to hear your experiences or thoughts that you really believed as facts and how they were causing actions and results in your lives, and to hear how you've changed that and how that's going to positively impact you. If you have any questions at all, or you want more guidance or worksheets or information, I'm here, and I would love to start a dialogue about this, because we're working together to help each other and to help ourselves. So siblings, people are commenting about siblings. That is, for me, something that I really struggled and struggle with now, being back home in England during this time, is that old thoughts and core beliefs have come back up. So again, it's about rewiring that and changing my thoughts, which is why at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, writing down 3 positive thoughts about ourselves. And even if they're a bit more neutral, it's not like, I'm amazing, if you don't believe in that, but writing 3 positive thoughts about yourself that you do believe and do connect to is a catalyst for those incremental changes. Because if we only try and change the action, we're never going to be able to change our lives, because we're still repeating the same thought pattern. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for watching and for your participation. And I hope you have a great day. And it was a pleasure.